Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Arcanautus Ascent. Um, I'm gonna be up front today. I am kinda beat, so gonna just take it easy tonight. Came up with a fun little encounter for you guys that we can run, and we'll see what happens. Follow along, and I will improvise where necessary. But like I said, please do forgive me if I seem a little off in one way or another.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. So last we left off, you all had just defeated some delicious mozzarella.
Oh, please don't put us up against more cheese.
And
Please,
now
man.
you face the brie. The
Brie.
breast of the deep.
I swear to God.
It's my breast creation.
All right.
It's
It's gone too far.
It's my.
We have to kill him.
Brat worst.
Yep.
It's the brat worst thing you could expect. It's
You know,
the.
It's not
these
even
jokes-
cheese anymore.
It's
You know,
the banana.
these jokes
Wow,
really
this
are
started early. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Huge.
Banana.
Stares off into the distance, and it's just like, we're making rather good headway. We've made huge progress. Perhaps I could see about. Do any of you know how to cook? Because we have a lot of mozzarella now that we harvested.
I never want to see cheese again.
Kaiser is just like, I can whip up a mean fondue. Wait, I'm sorry. I can whip up a mean fondue.
I also am not exactly the worst at cooking. Living out on your own and all.
Go nuts.
You guys suddenly roll perception checks out of nowhere. Did you guys already recover your shit, or are you still damaged from last session?
I'm good.
Yeah, I recovered.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so we'll just say the next morning, you guys are just on the edge of the territory of the Jason Vale. Let's hop over to the map. Oh, fuck. Okay, now I understand. Alright, we're hopping over to the world map. So you guys were over here. You guys made it over here. So you're kind of like just on the edge of, like, you're one day away from the, like, you're probably like here-ish. Not obviously in the city, but, like, if the city wasn't there map-wise, you guys would be going along this length. You are about to enter the Jason Vale. Did you guys see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. You know that you are beginning to enter the territory in which the Hunter Serpent does stalk. And the guy. Oh, God. Sorry, excuse me. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have his shit in my resources. Pardon me. Oh, wait. No, I fucking don't. Where did I store it? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Is that him? Nope. Wait, oh, it's gonna be in my recent files, isn't it? Here, one sec. Yeah, there it is, Stolu. Stolu, the red tiefling, with the 2 rows of 6 small horns. is guiding the the submersible vessel. You guys have the mozzarella is gone. The smell stuck around a little bit, but eventually washed off with the churning tide. As you guys are traveling along, you happen to notice some swirling mists rapidly roll across. And Captain, or I guess you don't have Captain Dawnstar with you this time. You have Kaiser at the mast. Kaiser would guide the ships and indicate, we should stay away from any roiling mists like that. I recognize those spirals anywhere. And as you do look into the mists, you do notice a consistent sort of spiraling pattern, like swirls like you would see in like a decorative vase or something. Like not typical the movement, the vertical swirls of like a tornado mini, like an updraft or something, but like the swirls that you would see on an art piece. And he begins to guide the ship away from the swirling mists as you guys seem to be passing near some of the mist that borders the shifting seas. So you direct course away from it, unless somebody has a crazy idea.
This whole concept is Rasiel, so he's all set. He's gonna just let it go.
I'm all out of crazy ideas right now. We got attacked by cheese.
Yeah, that's true. All right. What did everybody roll for their perception checks? We got Zen with a 24. We got Siegfried with a 10. Rasiel, how you feeling?
A 10.
10. All right.
I see all.
Okay. Anwan is asleep, and Marielle is asleep. Okay. As you guys are... Oh, and I guess I'll make one for Jormungandr. I don't know his mod off the top of my head, but yeah, that looks about right. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a
There it is.
+0.
Oh, it's a +0? Okay, thank you. Yeah, he doesn't notice anything. But then he smells something, just because of his natural hunter's instinct. But before he smells it, Zen, you notice it. Unless, wait, you're in the submersible, correct?
Yeah.
I guess as you're looking out the window, you notice, through.
I could roll again.
I mean, I think.
Like with disadvantage or whatever.
Well, actually, you would hear it. So I'm not gonna argue that this is an issue for you. You hear a faint whale call, or I guess it's faint as a whale call can be. It's clearly extremely loud, and it's high pitched and panicked, you would say. With a 24, you can easily tell as it gently rattles the vessel in an almost imperceptible way. You could feel it as it was coming, so you noticed it as it passed by. But you do hear just the way the pitch intonates indicates that it may be heading in your guys' general direction. And you guys, like I said, are approaching in the general vicinity now. You're like within a day of hitting the Gisson Vale, and you are in the area where you know, and you would definitely remember this in particular, Zen, the Hunter Serpent does. This is within its radius.
If that was the case, I would tell everyone to keep an eye out, and I would use the sending stone to say the same to Sig. Oh, Rasiel, don't forget to put yourself back on the ship.
Huh? Rasiel's on the ship.
Oh,
whoops. All right, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. All right. You're not. Are you? Remember the sub has a 1 hour invisibility thing that we assume Stolu charges every day. So you do have 1 hour of stealth on the entire ship. It doesn't turn you guys invisible, but while you're in the ship, you can't be seen. So just to remind you that you have that resource available. Zen, Siegfried, and Rasiel, you guys hear another cry again, this one slightly closer. And there seems to be a sort of darkish shape off in the distant water, rapidly approaching. A slightly pale, kind of large white shape off in the distance, heading in your guys' general direction. Kind of heading, if you guys can see my indicator, heading, like, probably coming this way.
Well, if it's coming this way, there's no
Vale.
point for us to go invisible because it's gonna see the other ship anyway. Well, and it's a
There's
creature.
other. Okay, I apologize. I just want to point out one thing that you might not be considering is that this vessel,
It's
the
supposed to be a secret.
submersible, may perhaps not. May be more important to hide than the standard sailing ship. Side note, as this
that's what I was about to
vessel is
think,
not a
yeah.
very common sight, and anybody who knows anything about what it may be used for would perhaps be their curiosity piqued by it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pardon my saying that. I just want to let you know that is a thing to consider about the situation. You still, based on the context that you already have, could react appropriately based on what you know. So I just wanted to let you know that information.
Yeah. We should also think that even if it's not the hunter serpent, it might not be a wild monster or whale. It could be controlled by them as well. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. Do you guys I guess let's put it on.
You got Anwan, Rasiel, and Stolu in the vessel with you as you look around.
Yeah, let's go invisible. Is it just like one and done? Like you can only use it once, or you have like a charge of an hour?
Cool. It goes for an hour. Yeah. Once you turn it on, it goes.
And if you turn it off, it doesn't turn back on until the next day.
I guess if the way I had phrased it here, as soon as I can find it. Huh, that's strange. I must not have copied it into the, you know what, it's probably in the Discord. One sec. Phantom Rose. We still have that to consider. Oh, actually, you guys still also have the Phantom Rose to consider as well, keep in mind. Stolu still has that for you guys. That's your your one and done disguise thing.
Yeah. Does it only work one time?
Well, it has a long cooldown period, but it lasts for a long time. I think it's it's a 24-hour disguise or something, but it can't be used for 3 days after that. So it lasts for a long time, but it then doesn't recharge for a while.
Are we the ones holding on to that, or is
no,
Stolu like
Stolu has it?
Okay.
Specifically, he has it because they need it. It's theirs, like the Shadow Sinkers. I apologize. I can't seem to find where I wrote down the ship's thing. I must have just wrote it in Roll20, and that's gonna be like way up here. So I'm gonna take a quick look, like not even 30 seconds. There's the cheese, 1,000 pounds of wet mozzarella. Sub. No. No. Okay. Stealth ship. Can turn invisible for 1 hour once a day. Requires a 3rd level spell slot as fuel. Okay. Okay,
So would putting another third level spell slot into it recharge it?
What the oh, sorry. That was not for you. For you, I'd say, honestly, that would make sense, wouldn't it, huh?
Yeah, it would.
And it does expend a resource.
Yeah.
I'll say requires a 4th level or higher slot to recharge more than once a day. So I think
All right, sounds good.
that seems appropriate because the engine is getting worn out, so you have to increase the power.
It has some like it wastes some of the energy if you're doing it
Exactly.
repeatedly.
Yeah. Requires
Yeah, because
+1 level spell slot. Each extra time it's activated in a day. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this into the actual document for myself, and then I'll put it in the Discord so that we don't lose it.
Okay.
And this way it'll be, written down so I can't then just make up a rule later. Yeah. Anywho. So, yes. Mozzarella is done. Stealth ship has been explained. Whale call. A whitish shape is approaching. What to do?
I believe we should stealth the ship. It's maybe a smart idea.
No complaints here. All right, Stolu, kick it in.
All right. He dashes to the back past you guys and pulls down the lever. You see a little ferry flit out of the engine and grab a bunch of coal and start hauling it into the engine quickly. And you see the magic sort of radiate off of his hand on the lever as he pulls it down, and all of a sudden you guys don't notice any change. But Stolu kind of shudders for a moment, nods, and returns to the front of the ship. I know it feels awkward from our perspective, but we are in fact invisible from the outside. And anybody who, so like Huge, Kaiser, Jormungandr, and Siegfried, you guys would notice the ship sort of like, you notice a ring of invisibility sort of wash over it for a moment, followed by a second larger ring, followed by a third ring that then just completely encapsulates it. So it kind of like phases a couple times and then eventually blips out. You still see slight, movement through the water. And if it goes under, but if it was to go beneath the surface, so it was completely submerged, you don't think you'd be able to very easily notice it at all. Ship is invisible. 1 hour. Ship invisible 1 hours.
Really?
I will change its tint to bluish to indicate that it is invisible. All right. As you guys flip the dial on the ship, you can now begin to see, just barely breaching the surface of the water, a large spout of water sprays, causing a rainbow in the sky. However, this beautiful sight is slightly offset by the giant, glowing and crackling crystalline 10-foot long and thick horn jutting out of the front of what appears to be an albino sperm whale.
It has a horn?
It has a huge horn on the front of its head, yes.
So would it be like a narwhal?
Stop! When I searched whale with horn, that's all I could find. That's why I had to draw it. That's why I had to draw it.
But that's what a narwhal is.
No, it's
a whale
a
with
sperm
horns.
whale with a horn. A sperm whale. It's got the hinged jaw and everything. And you notice this whale in particular has giant cartoonish eyes that seem to glow in
Pretty decent
crazy ass magical rainbow colors. You can't quite get any details from a distance, but you can see 2-foot orbs jutting out slightly of the side of it, like bulging slightly out the sides of its head. And it is fucking beelining straight towards your guys' ships. What do?
I make a phone call to Siegfried and
Siegfried,
say,
your cell rock rings.
"Don't let Jormungandr eat it."
Siegfried, what's your dial tone
Dial
for
tone?
Zen? What's your ringtone for Zen?
Do.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Keep it simple. That's good.
Don't let Jormungandr eat it.
Siegfried won't be answering.
You piece of shit.
All right.
Ignore my call, do you? Boop. I'm gonna leave the most up of messages. Oh, you won't fucking know.
What kind of message do you leave?
It's pretty much just calling him a jackass.
Nice. Jormungandr, there's a little red crack in the rock that's just beeping. Like blinking, I mean. Looks like you may have a message.
Jormungandr got the message?
No, I mean if you
I sent it to... No, you said Jormungandr.
Oh, did I say Jormungandr? Jormungandr takes their flip phone out and just picks it up. Stacy, long time no call. Didn't hear from you since we were just tiny newts. Anyways, no, not Jormungandr, Siegfried, I apologize.
He's been paying his bill.
Oh gosh, let's move on. No,
he works part-time as a kaiju. Anyways, it's closer now. Yeah, as this thing approaches, you see the giant sort of crystal, kind of a clearish crystal horn that seems to be growing out the front of this whale. Is just like splitting the water as it swims rapidly. You see its tail slamming into the water behind it, churning up waves.
Siegfried's gonna tell Jormungandr to let it pass.
Okay. All right. Jormungandr seems extremely disappointed and mentions, "Whale is my favorite, though."
So we're gonna make birth for it. Okay.
Make what for it? Make room, yeah.
Birth, yeah.
Yeah, the way you that word just like anyways.
It's with an E.
Yeah, I know, but it still sounds weird. You guys kind of pull the ships out and make clear a path, and it is in fact passing by you guys.
Before it gets by, I'm gonna ask Jormungandr. You think that would fit in the lake?
It's about 50 feet long, slightly bigger than Jormungandr. Probably might weigh less, though, just because Jormungandr's made a very sturdy... Actually, you're not sure. It's kind of a big-ass whale. They're probably almost equal, you think. Maybe the whale might be slightly more, because Jormungandr has, like, the limbs and stuff he's got going on. Anyways, Jormungandr says, "It would fit in my stomach."
The cosmos would fit in his stomach.
That's not an answer to my question.
And the whale begins to pass. As the whale gets to about there, you guys see another thing breach the surface right over here. If we zoom in a little, you see...
Why is little Puff there?
That's red. That's evil little Puff. That's a pufferfish person. And you see them. They have a little a helmet on, but it doesn't quite fit because their body is a sphere. And he's got a evil mustache. Here, I'll put a
Welcome
skull
to
and
the filler art,
I'll put a
guys.
skull and crossbones on him. because
To be in
that's
some
how
kind
you
of
know he's evil, little Puff.
future ship.
You guys see rising out of the water a rather ornate vessel, or is it a vessel even? It seems to be moving like a squid or something, as you see these metal tendrils seemingly propelling it through the water, and as it rises up out of the ocean, you see a hatch flip open, and 3 individuals climb onto sort of the flat, wide section of it. It's less like a octopus, more like a squid kind of shaped ship. Like it has the tentacles at the back. That picture's not 100% accurate. It's probably like a little bit longer in the front, you know what I mean? So they'd be like on the front half of it. But you see sort of a barracuda-looking fish person come out first. They stick their head out and they point in the direction of the whale. You see them reach down, grab a crossbow, and kind of hook. They seem to have a rope that they strap to their belt and then strap to the side of, like, click to the side of the ship, seemingly on a hook loop. You see rising out of it, has to squeeze out and then pops out a pufferfish person. You notice they have a awkwardly fitting iron helmet sort of looking thing, and a evil villainous mustache, good for twirling. But otherwise look very similar to Lil Puff, but like a older, grizzled, villainous Little Puff.
The worst kind.
They have an eye patch. And you see those two, and you see them, you kind of hear them shouting something and pointing, in the direction of the whale as the vessel moves at speed towards it. And as it reaches a certain point, and I guess the whale would be like here-ish now, you guys see, rising out, from the hatch, one big meaty arm, seemingly like pulls itself out, and you see an individual's nose sort of twang, a shark's snout, twang out of the hatch, and a gentleman who you do not know how he fit in there, because he is in fact this large. I think the ship would be bigger actually based off of that, sorry. A gentleman, probably about 9 foot tall shark person also exits the hatch. You have no idea how that gentleman fit in there. Maybe it's bigger on the inside. But this 9 foot tall hulking shark person, who holds themselves with a very firm, stance. You see the pufferfish person has also latched themselves to the ship with a, belt loop. And like probably like a 7-ish foot length of rope. The shark person just kind of steadies themselves on the, rapidly moving deck of this squid-like ship. And you see in their hands this glistening golden. You look to the ballistae on the ship that you are currently on, and it looks like it was probably a more complicated mechanical version of one of those that got torn off a ship and is now being wielded as a blinged out, and I would, yes, describe it as blinged out mixture of like a bone, where instead of wood it looks like it was carved of bone and is now plated with gold. Anybody who's in the stealth ship can just see the underside of this squid vessel. They are not aware of the people who are coming up out of it. Stolu, seeing the familiar architecture, will indicate to you guys like a whisper, sort of the finger to lips, and do like a neck cut across kind of thing and point in that direction.
We're supposed to kill them?
And then he rapidly waves 2 hands and shakes his head.
We're not. Why is he not talking to us? What We're in the same ship.
I'm sorry. I don't know. That's the squid ship of the king's bodyguard. He hunts whales for fun.
So we shouldn't kill him.
I
Is what you're saying.
mean, that is probably a bad idea. Right? No, yes, that's a bad idea. That's not our mission. More importantly, yeah. And he kind of shakes his head and kind of gets a more stern look. That's definitely not our mission. And then he, like, eyeballs the squid ship for a second, and then looks back at you, and then shakes his head again. But that's not our mission, right?
Why?
Right.
Why do you want to kill him?
He's listen, the king is very, and as you guys are having this conversation, the ship is like bolting past at this point. Huge is eyeballing that shark man like a motherfucker. Huge, as the ship passes, is actually flexing at the ship. And you see the shark man sort of give an up nod. His head sticks up, so like it's a shark man body, but the head is like just a shark head that sticks up out of the torso. It doesn't seem to have much articulation. But he kind of turns his eyes in the direction of Huge and gives like a flex as he takes off of his back and wields once again and aims this large sort of gold and bone crossbow device at the whale, which is beginning.
Think he's gonna glare at them as they pass by.
The barracuda person and the villainous Lil Puff, the villainous Big Puff, I guess they eyeball you they eyeball you menacingly as they pass by. So I guess roll intimidation.
As he does.
And I'll roll 2 intimidations. I'll say they have like a +2 for the Barracuda guy, a -1 for the Puff guy. So bad. And
these past 2 sessions, I haven't been rolling good at all.
13. The Barracuda guy sort of like cows a little
Story
bit
of my
and
life, bro.
moves his vision back towards the whale in front of him. And the but the pufferfish gentleman taps the shoulder, or I guess it would be the thigh because of his size, of the shark individual and points towards you, Siegfried, and gives you a side-eye glance and a sneer. You see the shark person turn their head, turn their body towards you, stopping their aim for a moment. And they stomp once, and right about here, the ship comes to a significantly slowed almost halt. Something that you wouldn't see a standard vessel able to do very easily without dropping anchor, but you see the squid limbs sort of like all extend out to act sort of as a stopper, and the ship slows down to nearly a stop. You hear a shout out across. This is from the little, the big pufferfish gentleman with the eye patch and the helmet. What are you staring at, landlubber?
Schiffer's gonna rage.
Uh-huh.
What you gonna do about it?
What are we gonna do about it? Guys, what are we gonna do about it?
Is this the shark talking or the pufferfish?
This is the pufferfish. The shark hasn't spoken yet. The barracuda person pipes up. Yeah, we should teach him a lesson, eh, Skarga? We should teach him a lesson, right? And the large 9-foot-tall shark person that now watches as the whale gets farther and farther away turns towards this ship. And you hear as he pulls a lever on his device there, the apparatus. Let me get the correct automatopoeia here, because I did write down the specific automatopoeia for it.
Can we see the people? Can we see the people from this ship
From this
now?
angle, it's a little tough. You can see the top of the shark person's head.
That's all that I need.
Sorry?
So, that's all that I need. Razel's gonna look around.
First, the
and say,
automatopoeia. It makes a
Yeah.
zoop chunk noise loud from the weapon as you see it glow slightly for a second before returning to its non-glowingness. Like you see now that you have a closer look at this, Siegfried. The weapon that he has in his hands, I mean, it's clearly magical. You can tell just from looking at it. It appears to be a construction of, as I mentioned, bone and gold. A large cannon-like ballistae, like hand ballistae. I say hand ballistae, but he's 9 feet tall and extremely powerful, it seems. Very muscular. This is a thick dude. An absolute unit, I believe, is how I describe him in the document. Covered in, you notice, various battle scars from ages past. Clearly, this person has seen a lot of combat. The device itself, now that you have a closer look, does have compositions of both clockwork and that sort of a mixture of both clockwork and that slightly organic design to the metal that you notice with many of the Gulprine's inventions. Although clearly that was probably an afterthought modification to it. Not afterthought, but an after later added modification.
I have a question.
Sorry, go ahead. Actually, I think
Rasiel
was gonna do something as well. After so Zen, you were gonna say it first, just because I think you're just gonna say something, right?
I was just did I see the weapon?
You from this angle, but behind his mask, cannot see the weapon.
Well, what about
remember,
when
you
he
guys
passed,
are below it as
when he
well.
passed by? Because they had to go past this first.
Yeah, I guess I'll just, for the sake of practicality, I will say you gotta look at the weapon through the surface of water. So you saw a glittering gold tube.
Zen, you already said that they didn't see it.
Well, yeah, I said they didn't see it. That you guys are below him, underwater. You have windows out the sides and front.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. In which case, Rasiel will just kind of.
But if you get up to the edge of the windows, now you can see, like I said before, the top of the Sharkman's head.
Is that something we need to take care of? I can have absolutely no traces back to us.
If
what does that mean?
Stolu looks at you as you say that and sort of cracks a slight smile.
Well,
if it's like we were never here,
he still didn't tell me why he wants this guy dead.
He's a bastard. He's not as law-abiding as his king. He's less organized, less... Well, let's just say the eye has more of an influence on others, on some than others. I'll phrase it that way. And this gentleman has been around for a while and has perhaps attacked a few military vessels and caused a bit of damage to even our some of our scouts in the past. And by some damage, I mean harpoons through them.
If they show any signs of aggression, if you could do something, do it. But don't do anything before that. I'm going to teleport out.
Oh, don't worry. I personally won't be doing anything. He will be the one doing it, whatever it is. The Sharkman up there, that is.
Well, like I said,
interesting.
Don't do anything until he shows any actual aggression. I'm gonna teleport.
You can't see out the back
with
of the ship. Unless it doesn't matter. Dimension
well,
door,
no,
it doesn't matter. Misty Step, I think it matters.
it's a space I can see, so it has to be this way.
Yeah.
All right, I'll teleport. Like,
You can teleport anywhere into the water, basically in the front half of the ship.
yeah, I'll teleport there.
Okay. Can you move yourself, or?
Yeah, I got it, bro.
All right, cool. So you teleport
Alright,
and sort of
Huge.
appear in the water. Huge looks at you and is already cracking his knuckles eagerly.
He's kind of small, isn't he?
No, Siegfried, he is, I would say, rather huge. Not as huge as I, perhaps. And Huge sort of stomps forward a little bit, kind of rolls his shoulders, and stretches his arms out in a what have you got kind of motion. You, good sir, you look like you would be an excellent wrestling partner. The shark man kind of just stares at him, lowers the weapon for a second. And then raises up the weapon and fires it at Huge.
Wait,
Without a
what?
word.
Since Rasiel wouldn't be able to see this, would Zen be able to
Zen,
say
you
anything?
are now, I assume you teleport and then swim up a little bit so that you now can kind of gather the situation.
Yeah.
You see the shark person sort of lower their weapon, wait for a comedic beat, and then raise up the weapon and fire. And you hear the barracuda cackling and the evil big puff blubbing laugh as well, as this weapon winds up with a and then a harpoon is blasted towards Huge. Does anybody have any reaction-based things that they can do to this, or only after the thing happens?
I mean, I was gonna say I was gonna hold an action in case they showed aggression, like I had told Rasiel.
I was gonna say, you kind of mentioned that before, so what action were you holding, just out of curiosity?
I was going
I will let you hold an action.
I was going to attack them if they attacked one of us.
Okay, what kind of attack action are you holding?
You
can't hold movement, remember, so that's the trouble.
That's true. Well, can I?
I'm still
Wait,
gonna
can
make the attack roll for this
I was about to say,
individual,
I-
but this will happen first. Sorry?
I actually looked that up the other day, and you actually can hold movement.
You can hold the
Yeah,
dash
but
action.
it's not movement and an attack.
Yeah.
Oh, not movement
So
and
he's-
attack. You can hold
Yeah.
one or the whole movement.
Because
or an
dashing
action,
is
yeah.
an action.
Yeah, but you can also hold. You can take an action and then hold your movement for react or as a trigger. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to.
What?
Yeah, I just looked this up the other day.
I'm like 90% sure it's talking about holding the dash action.
Yes, you can hold movement. See?
Well, no, that's
No.
not what he's.
You choose.
Never.
It's
you
explained
can
on
move
player
up to your speed in response.
192 of the player's handbook. You decide what perceivable circumstance will trigger your reaction, choose the action you will take in response to the trigger, or choose to move up to your speed in response to
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Holy shits!
Yep. I looked this up.
Wow, wait a
one day.
minute. Wait, that's kind of weird, because then everybody would essentially have
I see an
double dash.
explosion. I can run. Wait, but so it says you can do both.
Wait.
It says or. You said
I'm
or.
sorry. Listen. I was thinking that you get to move and then you can move as a reaction. No, that's not how it is.
No.
Got it. So you get your movement once a turn, but you can use your movement as a reaction. Boy, howdy,
Yes.
does that sounds like it'll complicate things.
It really
But
does.
I'm gonna do it to turn on my wings. That's what my
That
the
sounds
action
good.
I'm gonna hold.
Okay.
And
I
then
appreciate that.
yeah,
All right,
and
let's
then,
make you yellow. Or you're already yellow.
Halo
okay,
won't be
so
able to do anything. So if she because she's over here. So
she could hold her movement.
oh, I guess
apparently.
that's true. Yeah, she can.
So she
She'll
can
hold her.
move to fly out of the
Yeah.
water towards them, which could be
Yeah,
cool.
that's what we'll do.
Yeah. So first we'll do the held actions, which is Halo's movement. So put Halo where Halo has to go, and then you blip out your wings, right?
Yeah. Let me just.
Uh-huh.
And would Rasiel
We're
be able to-
underwater, so she can. I think we agreed that when underwater they go half speed
Yeah,
because
that makes
that's not
sense.
technically a swim speed. So she'll go there. And my wings have been activated.
Yes. I need...
Also don't forget our heroism because of
yes,
our.
that is very important. So your crew
Everyone has 5 temporary hit
has
points.
5 temporary
and,
hit points. Let's write that down.
And are
on
immune to the frightened
the
condition.
map, and that's very important as well. Can I make here? I can make an object. I would like to draw a shape, and I would like to draw a white box that is filled with white, and I'm just going to put it right here. And I'm going to add text, actually, as well. So 5 temp HP, crew, comma, fearless. Okay, cool. What? Did that... it worked, okay. Alright, ooh, can I make that bigger? Can I make the text size bigger? How do I make the text size bigger?
you have to highlight it and then go under.
Make it feel really good about itself.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. $14 is plenty. What the fuck? Why did it get smaller?
Well, we know what it is.
I know. I'm sorry, but like, fucking.
It's set as a base 24.
Wait, really?
You made it smaller.
Okay, so now if I click off, oh wow, it is base 24. That's stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Text effects. That'll be our keep track of box. Anyways, I think it's time to roll initiative.
Would Rasiel have been able to
Oh wait,
see...
you have to roll to see if it hits Sig.
I
mean not Sig.
sorry about the caps.
Huge.
Huge, yes. His attack modifier on that particular weapon is plus that. Uh, 19 does hit him.
No, my big buddy.
And this shot in particular did have a rope loaded. So we know... Oh, actually, no. He would have loaded... That kerchunk thwunk was him reloading a non-rope shot. So that makes more sense. So this makes more sense. All right. The damage from that is... plus 10. Okay. Yeah, damn. So Huge takes 18 points of damage. Alright. Alright.
He just asked if he wanted to wrestle and this motherfucker shoots him?
Yes.
Well.
This guy seems like kind of a dick.
Well, now we're taking his ship.
Yep.
Question. Would Rasiel have been able to see the crossbow shot?
The crossbow shot... I mean, Zen... Wait, what? No, he wouldn't have been able to see the crossbow shot.
Okay.
You would have been able to see Zen in the water. Their wings start to glow, and they seem to be about to rise out of the water. So it seems like combat is starting.
Okay, so would Rasiel be able to cast Crown of Madness? Since he would just be able to assume that's an act of aggression that was done.
So you were holding... All right. That's kind of finicky. I think let's roll initiative. I think let's roll initiative, and that'll be the first thing you do.
All right.
And I think that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah, fair.
In this specific case. All right, so let me start getting these numbers down. So
We got fit. Oh no,
Siegfried
we
got
got
15
six.
twice somehow. 14, 16.
He's consistent.
That's true. Wow, you guys are just grouped in that one little block, huh?
Yeah.
That's gonna be useful.
I got a +5 and everything, and
Dude,
I
14 is
dropped
not
the ball,
bad.
guys. I dropped the ball, guys. I'm sorry.
And then
I'm supposed to be the
Siegfried.
swift boy.
All right. So Huge is in the initiative. I'm gonna say Kaiser, seeing Huge get shot with a giant crossbow bolt, is gonna go ahead and get into the fray here.
So
Actually,
Huge took 13 damage.
Kaiser, he took 18 damage, unless somebody did
Well, no,
magic.
after I'm subtracting the temp. And
I apologize. I forgot about that. Immediately after, because I have a bunch of shit in front of that white text that says 5 temp HP to the crew. Okay, so he took 13 points of damage through the temp HP. You do see his resolve, sort of a strength in his eyes that wasn't there before, but as he is struck, yeah. Kaiser rolls. I think their dex mod is like +3, I want to say, so I'll get their stats when it's their turn. All right. Kaiser gets a 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that is all of the allies, I believe. Stolu is not getting involved in this one. They are going to keep the invisible ship underwater and safe. They are going to keep the investment from the from Sinispa safe. All right. I didn't actually roll Huge into the initiative. He has I think a -1. So that's a 13 to Huge. Damn, you guys are literally all in that one block, huh? 13 and he's down 13. Funny that. All right. Oh, Jormungandr. We can't forget Jormungandr.
Doesn't he just go after Sig?
Goes after Sig, let's say. Well, no, he's... yeah, not really anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore, no. He has his own priorities now. But with a 15, guess what? He goes after Sig. Unless he has a plus. I don't think he has a plus. Oh, no, he has a +2. He is actually a little faster than Siegfried in this case. He has a 17.
He's the fastest.
16 or 17? That's a 17 if he rolled a 15. Okay, now I will roll in the bad guys. 3... okay, big guy has a higher plus than these other two nerds. So his plus is plus that much, so let's roll it. That seems about right, and also thematically makes sense in where the story is. And then his lackeys are, I'm just gonna say they have, I was looking for a stat block for them. Nope. Hey, there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. This is their stat block. So they have a +2. They have a +2 to their initiative. Let's roll that. So that's a 14. That's going to be the Barracuda.
He's going to go after me.
Going after, yes, then. Got a 14, and then the Puff Man.
After Nox.
Big Puff is going after Nox with a 7. Big Puff, parenthesis, evil. Is going after Nox. Alright, top of the initiative order. This 9-foot-tall shark man has just fired into Huge. Doesn't seem to have much of a reaction on his face. Seems just like kind of a shark face right now. he didn't laugh like his companions did. He seemed to have just spur of the moment shot huge. And he then goes and looks at his companions and kind of whacks them both, and points at the angelic form rising out of the water. Did you exit the water already, Zen, or no?
I wasn't out of.
You
It's
weren't
not
out
my
of the water.
turn yet
You're still below. Okay, so you
because I
activated because it's an action. That's right.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
it doesn't
Don't you glow
produce light.
also?
It doesn't produce actual light though.
Okay, got it. All right, gotcha. So he would slap his two companions and point towards the flying sword flying towards them.
That's
Unless
still underwater.
still
Too.
underwater. I apologize.
It's still underwater too.
Then he would point. And that in that case, I apologize. He does not see a current threat. He just sees Huge clutching a harpoon, and pulling out a harpoon from his chest. He indicates to the others to go back below deck. And he's just gonna kind of stare at you all.
This guy brain dead.
And he's gonna
Sure.
wait. He has not said anything. He just shot Huge and is now waiting to see how you guys react.
Yo, is he calling my boy a whale?
And he told the other, maybe. He told the other two, whacked the other two and pointed towards the hatch to get back into the ship. And he is gonna hold his action. All right, Jormungandr
Does
is
reloading that? Does reloading that? Does he have to reload that thing?
up.
Is that a thing?
You aren't sure. He just fired a shot out of it.
Okay.
So next up is Jormungandr, whose stat block I have over here. He is 40-foot swim. No, 50-foot swim speed. Of course, silly me. Zen, you get slightly knocked out of the way as immediately onto the tentacles of the ship, Jormungandr opens his maw and attempts to calamari this thing.
It's his rival. He just attacked his rival.
So
He
Jormungandr
respects
is
Huge.
going to immediately use. Wait, Siegfried, did you indicate anything that would tell Jormungandr to not attack the ship?
Oh.
Okay.
We can send back a broken ship. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's ours now.
So you would go ahead and Jormungandr's gonna do his thing that he always does, which is he opens his maw and you see the water begin to rush in towards Jormungandr's mouth. And it's a 15-foot cone. How long is the ship? The ship is about 30 feet long, so he can't get within the ship, but he can. No, so he's eating basically the movement apparatus of the ship, which is basically like the whole back half of the ship. Like he's eating the tentacles and he's like sucking them into his maw. The ship can't really make a dex save.
Objects automatically fail dex saves.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes ahead and you see in Jormungandr's mouth are several tendrils. It's like he's eating a big ol' fucking handful of metal spaghetti. And I'll just
break all of them.
I'll roll the damage for Jormungandr's inhale ability. It is 8d8 necrotic damage and is drawn in a 15-foot line towards Siegfried. Or towards Jormungandr. It's towards Siegfried, yeah.
It's always towards me.
This is time.
Sorry.
You're
8d8.
distracted. It's the perfect moment.
8d8 from our friendly neighborhood giant lizard. 30 necrotic to the vessel. Or it would be, as you see, as the vessel's sort of tentacles are pulled towards Jormungandr's maw, you notice that the plates on the vessel, like the metal, doesn't seem to be as damaged by this particular elemental force. So it actually takes 15 points of necrotic damage. All right. I'm just gonna write down their ship's HP real quick. Enemy ship. Minus 15. Okay. And it is currently immobilized, so I will say it is grappled essentially. All right. Next up in the turn order is Rasiel. Rasiel, you get the feeling combat is starting.
All right, and can I still see the shark man?
You can see the top of the shark man's head.
All right, that's good enough. I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on him, and I'm going to expend my Brand Blaze to impose disadvantage on that. DC 16 Wisdom save.
Ooh. All right. Crown of Madness on this huge shark man. All right, DC 16 Wisdom save with disadvantage. Let me roll it for him. All right. One D20.
My growing pain.
Just passes with that second one. Oof, that was close.
Wait, he has like, wow, I was not expecting him to have a +6 to his Wisdom save.
Huh? Well, yeah, he's proficient.
Oh, okay.
God damn it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, yeah. I don't really have anything to do with my bonus action, so that is Raziel's turn, but you bet he's trying that again next turn.
Yep. All right. So next up, the shark man. You see a little bit of molten metal ring begin to form over the shark man's head. He seems to kind of shake his head and sort of swat the air above him, sending little magic metal scraps fading off into the air. All right, next up in the turn order. That was Rasiel. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Siegfried, you are up. You are raging.
All right. I'm gonna move up to here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk to the shark man. I'm gonna say, "Hey, stupid! You realize you just started a war, right?" And he's gonna activate the Scourge ability.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna walk up next to Huge, shout out something, and then all of a sudden just bake everybody around you.
I'm guessing he's gonna jump off the ship.
So Siegfried, you say these words, and when you mention war, that does bring a chuckle to the veteran shark man's visage. You see his jaw flip open ever so slightly, showing rows of thick, sharp, serrated teeth, at least 3 rows of them. As he lets out a...
Can't even talk.
Is it possible for me to jump onto their ship?
You're a barbarian. It's a 50. All right, it's a bit of a jump. It's a bit of a jump. It's not a high. Sorry.
If he runs back and then forward again, he can jump a number of feet.
He can do it, no problem. Yeah. I will say, yeah. And if you. So he has enough movement to just do that. So I will say, yes, you can jump onto the restrained tendrils of their ship, because Jormungandr is also holding it steady for you. And you have a telepathic connection to Jormungandr anyways, so you could probably just tell him to move it over for you a little anyways. So so yeah, with an assist from Jormungandr, you can easily do that with your strength and athletics and all that. So you oh!
Oh no!
Siegfried!
You bastards.
Disappears under the waves, never to be seen again. Jormungandr grew 3 sizes that day. JK LOL. Anyways, you're on their ship.
Thanks.
You probably have like 10, 15 feet of movement left from that, right? Because it was 5, and then it was like 5, and then 15, and...
He has 40,
Yeah.
so
Oh, that's a lot. 10, 15, 25. Yeah, you can get anywhere you wanna.
And, right, and I'm gonna go right up on the puff or where the pufferfish dude was.
No, the
'Cause,
pufferfish dude is still there. They haven't gotten a chance to move yet.
Oh, I'm just right up on him then.
The pufferfish dude sees you hop on and looks extremely nervous.
End my turn.
well, you
And
still
then
have an action.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
you
He
activated
just activated
Scourge.
Scourge.
Yeah, courage.
Oh yeah,
All
And
right,
now they
here,
take-
let me...
they take 5 damage.
So you are scourging as well, so they all take 5. Radiant, right? Or necrotic?
Radiant.
Alright.
Necrotic is for the fallen Osama.
They all take 5 radiant damage as this glowing beacon that is Siegfried, sort of the radiant fire emanating from him seems to sear into the opponents. The two smaller individuals you see their eyes go like narrow with the light as it courses across them. Skarga seems less worried, like he doesn't really react when he is damaged by this. You see this, like, it seems to sear his skin ever so slightly, but it just, yeah, he just doesn't react. Still takes the damage though. All right, let me mark down everybody's HP. The ship, however, you notice, does not take damage from this. Alright, so Barracuda Man, -5. Pufferfish Man, -5. Okay. Alright. Who is next? Siegfried, that was your turn. Zen, it is now your turn.
So I'm going to go the last bit up out of the water, and I'm
Alright.
going to dash with my bonus action.
Ooh,
So I
bonus action
definitely have
dash.
enough. I'm definitely have enough
Uh-huh.
movement to get over here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go over here.
Oh, you
Uh,
bolt past him in front of the ship, and you appear rapidly flying in front of the ship. His eyes seem to follow you as you move to be in front of him, and he is now
And
completely focused on you.
and I'm going to attack him twice with my rapier.
Okay, roll to hit.
All right. And that is a plus that many's. Ah, so
2
close.
hits, yeah.
This would have started off this real good if that was the
yeah.
case.
So, roll your damage.
So I've already activated my wing, so I do my once per turn I can deal 10 damage and an attack that hits.
Uh-huh.
So that's 10 plus 14 that's 24. And yeah. 38.
Okay.
Do I have anything that I can do? Nope, I already used my bonus action to dash. I think that is all I do. Now it's Halo's turn.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
go
all I can
ahead
do.
and as you strike at him, was that 2 separate attacks?
There's 2 separate attacks.
We'll just say it's the one that you did the +10 to. He's
Okay,
gonna
so
go
that'd
ahead
be-
and 3. He takes 7 less damage from that. As you
Okay,
see
so he takes
his
31.
muscles tense up, and he seems to get in a defensive stance and sort of blocks the strike ever so slightly with his weapon, which seems to take a little bit of the blow, but you still sneak past and deal some damage with it. So what's the total
Alright.
after that? It's just 31, I believe, right?
31.
Okay,
Yeah,
31. Still a very, very good hit.
All right, now Halo's gonna come out of the water, over here, and they're going to attack twice as well. So
Okay.
I believe they have a +9 to hit, but let me double check so I don't say the wrong thing. Halo has
This
a
guy, he seems to have a rather thick
+9.
hide, and he has a large metal sort of pauldron on one shoulder. Otherwise, just wearing a mixture of blue chitin armor and sort of a dark leathers. It's sort of a
20
tank
and
top
22.
shape. 20 and 22 both hit. 2 hits. 2 more
Okay.
hits.
So, and I'm guessing this guy isn't an aberration, right?
No. He is a he is a humanoid, believe it or not.
So that's 9 damage. So that's 18. I rolled
Nice. Big damage. Another fantastic
I
amount.
actually rolled below average.
Yeah, another fantastic amount of damage from Halo. So that is how much damage? 33 total?
Yep.
All right. Halo, as he is kind of holding up his weapon and the magic weapon resisting your attack slightly, as he's defending himself, Halo swooshes him from behind and begins to carve into his back and trying to slice at his fin on his back. Already scarred and already missing the tip from a previous encounter. Seems to be missing a few more chunks after that attack.
You're gonna regret attacking one of mine.
He doesn't seem to be reacting.
This robot motherfucker.
All right. Zen, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right. The Barracuda Man. The Barracuda Man, seeing this scary buff dude about that's like exploding light out of his face, and the flying glowing wings and the flying sword that seems to be slicing and dicing their apparent leader, is going to do as he was instructed and get back in the vessel.
Does he climb down?
He climbs down, yes.
Attack of opportunity,
That would
Siegfried.
technically be attack of opportunity from Siegfried. Siegfried, would you like to take your reaction? Siegfried?
Yep.
All right, Sieg gets an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. All right.
Unfortunately, with a natural 1, the Barracuda Man pulls the hatch down slightly, and blocks your blade as he flips it up, and knocks you away. That is a definite miss. And it throws you a little bit off balance as well. With the natural 1. He is able to get within, and you hear some bopping and whirring from within. You see the tentacles begin to shoot jets of water out into Jormungandr, who begins to thrash back and forth, shaking the ship with you guys, or some of the people still on it. Yeah, so Jormungandr is going to have some trouble holding on to that. Maybe we will see. It's going to be a contest. Or at maybe just a DC, I think, based on the severity of the situation. Alright, so, because it's kind of an odd situation that I don't really have stats for. Anyways, so that's happening. Next up is Huge. Huge is going to take one hand, indicate towards the crew member to assist him. The crew I didn't roll in just because, too many people. The crewman is going to hand Siegfried a ballista, and Siegfried is going to slap the ballista into it,
Huge.
turn it towards the shark man, and sort of like raise his eyebrows and say, "That was not hugely respectful of you." And then just slap his fist down on the release lever and just fire the ballista at this gentleman here. With a 2 minus 1, that is definitely a or no, he's actually literally firing the ballista, which I believe has a +6 to hit. Unfortunately, an 8 still misses. As the ballista fires off after Huge does this one-liner, Huge follows up the one-liner with, "And this is why I punch people." All right. Next up in the turn order is Kaiser. Kaiser, who is controlling the ship, now sees that some trouble is afoot. Is gonna go ahead and hop over here. And you see him. A shadowy duplicate of him seems to follow behind him as he moves. Do I have his stat block in the thing? Yes, I do. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Less than half of their HP remaining. One sec, I have to check something. Is that less than half? I think that's just slightly... you see, Alright, I literally do have to check because it matters. Yes, actually... Wait, 6... No, it's just above. It's just above. Sorry, the math was finicky. So you see Kaiser whip out a crossbow that all of your crew carry, and he's gonna fire it at the big fish man. He has a +7 to hit, I think. That definitely hits. And then ba-ba-da-ba-da. Light crossbow, I think, is a D8. Deals 4 damage and 6 damage. As a crossbow bolt and a spectral crossbow bolt slam into this individual. So that's a total of 10 damage. Another 10 to Skarga. With that, you see Kaiser's wolf mask sort of light up and a growl emanates across the battlefield. You all having been working with Kaiser for a while, usually this happens once his enemies have reached, say the fight's about halfway over. Yeah. That's that. Next up, Big Puff. Big Evil Puff. By the way, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I talk so much that it tends to, like...
Yeah.
Sorry. Big Puff. Big Evil Puff. Couple NPCs in this fight. Sorry. Alright. Big Puff. Super close to Siegfried. He is gonna go ahead and... What does he got? He reaches into his belt and, he takes out a gun, turns it sideways, and shoots Siegfried.
Roll a 1, please.
He has disadvantage on the attack because it's within 5 feet. And he has a +2, I said. Or, no, it would be a... To hit, it would be a +4. Right? Wait, no, I have a stat block. What am I doing? I'm sorry. It is a... Yes, like I said, +4 to hit. Yeah, I was right. Only the first one. Only the first one. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. It's disadvantage. However, with disadvantage, a 22 still hits. So the pistol damage...
This guy's really good with his gun.
1d8... Well, he turned it sideways. That's a kill shot. So 1d8 +2. Siegfried, you take 2 points of piercing damage because you're raging, right? All right. As a bullet hits you doesn't really go in. It just hits your abs. Probably leave a bit of a welt, but it didn't go in to you, the bullet from the gun.
Your pecs are too huge.
Your pecs are too yeah, huge. Huge would appreciate that.
Due to the temporary health, it did no damage to me.
Oh yeah, the temporary hit points.
Huh. You know, all right. When I said your crew, I guess
We don't count.
I know that doesn't really make sense, does it? Yeah, fuck it. You guys have the temp HP. That's fine. We'll go with that. The implication was that you guys as a group inspire your crew to be better than they were.
I'm inspired by myself. I'm inspired that I'm not dead yet.
All right, listen, we'll talk about that after. For now, I'll just say yes, you guys get the effect, I guess. But we'll talk about that after, okay? Because I did. Actually, no. I will say, because I brought it up immediately when I noticed it, that was intended to be for your crew, like for the people following you guys. Was that clear, or was I unclear when I said that? Like, did you guys think it was the other way around?
The ability says, all members of your crew are under the effects of the heroism spell.
It does
When you
say,
enter
yeah.
combat on the ships while at sea, and one of your party is physically on the vessel.
Huh. I guess Mari's there, but they're not really in the Alright, this is a whole thing. Alright, yeah, that's much more specific than I... Ugh, the temp HP doesn't go away. I wouldn't think. But,
if you want, we can edit the
we'll
ability
edit
later.
we'll talk about this after. For now, you guys have it, because there was some ambiguity about it. So I will give you guys the benefit of the doubt there. Alright, moving on. Sorry, so you took, I think, 0 damage then?
He's at +2.
So the bullet literally bounced off of you. Like, it legit did not... It hit your skin and then didn't go through. It just hits... You hear it ting-to-ting on the deck of the ship. The pufferfish man looks at you with wide eyes of fear as his gun that just shot you did not shoot you. He got a low roll, but still. Next up in the turn order, top of the round. Skarga. Is going to look around at the individuals around him. You see him, sniff. Has anybody besides Huge taken damage yet?
Oh.
And he is gonna grumble below his breath. And he will use his multi-attack. He is going to attempt to, you see him sort of, he drops the, harpoon, which appears to be strapped to him. So it sort of leans down and, seems to be slightly in the way if he weren't so, like, big. And he is going to open his jaws and attempt to just bite the shit out of you, Zen.
Of course. Everyone
Actually,
wonders why I hate fish people.
Here's what he does. Here's what he does, actually. He's going to attempt to chew the sword in half. Let's go with that. He's trying
That's even worse than attacking Zed.
He's gonna try to be impressive. He's gonna try to bite the sword in half. Alright, I think those both hit, probably, right?
They do both hit. That is true.
So that is 8d10.
Oh.
plus
8d10.
Yes, he deals
Whoa.
4d10 plus 4 piercing damage when he bites. As you see his rows and rows of teeth in his muscular jaws clamp down, and he rapidly shakes Halo back and forth for a moment before Halo escapes the grasp. That is 37 points of piercing damage to Halo.
Okay. That's most of their health.
Yep. And then he is gonna go ahead and spit out Halo. And he smiles as you see him also spit out a tooth onto the deck of the ship as well. And you almost hear the next one growing back and moving forward.
I'm gonna enjoy killing this guy.
He also pats the pufferfish individual on the back, who then puffs up slightly in fear. Like, you're not sure what that communication was, but yeah.
Die for me.
Alright. Next up in the turn order is Jormungandr. Let's roll that d6, baby! Nope. So Jormungandr is going to just do a regular old multi-attack. Where he is going to do... Jesus Christ, he has 3 multi-attack. That's right, I forgot he's a monster. Okay.
I never forget.
Alright. Jesus, fuck. I don't look at this stat block too often, like this part of it. I usually just skip right to the inhale, because that's his, his thing. He makes 3 attacks against the vessel. He is attempting to destroy this thing, or at least the way its propulsion method. He likes the legs. He likes to eat the calamari legs. He has a +8 to hit. Damn. Jormungandr's no fucking joke. What are the odds of that happening? That's pretty crazy.
If it's honestly random, the odds would be like what, like 1 in 8,000?
Oh, is it 8,000?
It's 8,000 for 3. Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty crazy. Okay. Next up, we're gonna roll damage for all that. I'm not gonna roll the necrotic damage because it's whatever. It doesn't matter. Actually, what's the actual number on it? It's not a huge number, is it? It's 1d8. Okay, no, it could matter. It could matter. So first bite, 2d10 plus 5. So 2d10 plus 5. Boop, bop, zippity zop. Side note, Jormungandr's jaw does slightly less damage than this dude's jaw. I think it's just based on the number of teeth. And also this dude seems to have been around for a while. And plus 1d, I said 8 necrotic damage. So the vessel takes... So that's 3. So 16 plus 3... 16 plus 3 is 19. 19 points of damage, so... Alright, 30... 5 plus 9 is 4. So, 34 it's at. Alright, that's the bite, and then the 2 claw attacks. I'll just roll the damage together. Claw deals 2d6 plus 5. 2d6 plus 5 slashing damage, so 4d6 plus 10. Both of them deal enough damage to get through the armor, and so, yeah, neither of those were low enough to not damage, because it does have a damage threshold that they have to get past. So that's another 28 points of damage. So 4 plus 8... 2, add an extra, so 6. So this, so Jormungandr actually tears off one of the legs that is shooting water at him. Yeah. So that's Jormungandr's turn. He's doing pretty good damage to the ship. He just tore off one of its legs. Rasiel, you're up.
All right. So
you see this large fish person. He seems to he's bleeding a bit.
All right, so Rasiel is going to again try Crown of Madness. And this time he is going to have. I'm using both my brand dice to impose a -2 to his saving throw.
So he has to beat an 18.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, we could just do it as that because that's the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing mathematically.
Okay. All right. So DC. So then, yeah, I'll just roll. It's +6 with a DC of 18. Here's a +6. Oh, natural 1. All right.
No, it's not
let's.
disadvantage, it's the minus, but even if we took the first
Well,
one, it's
that's
still not.
still 6 + 7, 13
Yeah.
-2 is still not enough to hit your spell save DC, right? So Crown
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Madness. Let me just grab that.
The target on their turn has to spend their action before taking their movement to attack a creature within 5 feet of them. Unless I don't give them a creature to attack, in which they do their
I was
turn as
gonna
normal.
say, yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you have to so you choose who it attacks, or
Yep.
it
One
attacks
humanoid
you?
of your choice that you can see within range.
It's a creature on my end.
I'm on Wikidot.
I have the spell
I
card
mean-
here.
You said it was a humanoid anyway, so
It's
it
a
doesn't really
second
matter.
level spell.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant for the attack. No, my
Oh,
bad.
no. Yeah, we're good. I'm talking about targeting.
Alright.
Okay, so let me read it all out loud. One humanoid of your choice you can see within range. Wiz save, charmed for the duration. While charmed, twisted crown of jagged iron appears over its head, and madness glows in its eyes. This shark starts breathing more heavily, and you see it kind of like flex its knuckles and its sort of clawed, webbed, finned hands. And its jaw kind of hangs open a little bit more, showing the rows and rows of teeth. And you see its eyes sort of flicker as a spiky ring of halo of iron floats above its head. All right. Charm target uses action before it moves on each turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. Okay. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none were within its reach. On subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control over the target or the spell ends. Okay, noted. Also, the target can make a whiz save at the end of its turns. On a success, it ends. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
So, and the creature Rasiel is going to pick for that is, since Jormungandr made an attack against the ship, he's going to Rasiel is going to choose the ship that he's on.
The ship is not a creature.
Jormungandr was able to attack it, however, so I'm not sure how.
Spell specifically say? Does
The
the
spell
say
specifically
that?
says a creature.
All right. I wasn't sure if you were
For
considering
spells,
it
you have to. All right, wait. So, no, I'm gonna say for the purposes of the spell, you should choose a creature because it's spells. You have to be a little bit more peculiar than a creature acting under its own volition. You know what I mean?
All right. In which case, that pufferfish boy within 5 feet of him.
He pops. Like, all right, we'll get there. So let me put the fucking mark of death on this guy. Got it. Noted. To be continued.
He looks at him. And JoJo's to be continued.
Yeah.
So if he's does the charm effect end if we attack him?
No, because no, it doesn't specify that in the spell.
He can save out of it, or if Rasiel doesn't use their action to maintain it, it drops.
Right.
Okay, cool. So we can still beat his ass. It's
that was Rasiel's
turn.
turn. Now it is Siegfried's turn. Siegfried, you see the shark man start to breathe a little more heavily, and that jagged halo appears above it.
Right. So is this fishman in the ship, or
He's in the
is he
ship,
standing? So can I stand there, or?
Yeah, you can stand there. I'll just move him over.
All right. I'm gonna move there, and I'm gonna attack the big guy now.
Here's the thing.
There's a hole there.
He left the hatch open so the others could get in. Siegfried, the hatch is open in that space, so you can't step in that space, but you can step in that space and go down. That would prompt an opportunity attack from the two creatures nearest it.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. but there is an open hatch right here.
All right, I'm gonna. Is this a spot I could stand?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
stand
the
there.
edge of the shape of the ship.
I'm gonna stand there, and I'm gonna frenzy,
Oh, you're
and I'm gonna
frenzying.
yeah, and then I'm
I'll
gonna
add another
reckless,
color. Frenzied,
reckless.
reckless. Jesus, you're pulling out all the stops.
He wants to be the one to kill him.
All right. What are you doing,
All
Siegfried?
right. So I'm swinging 3 times.
You are swinging 3 times.
All right, so here's the first swing. Nat 20.
You're a barbarian, right?
Yeah.
Do you get special shit for nat 20s? Do you get an extra die?
I don't
Brutal
think I do
critical
yet.
and
Brutal critical. So there, that's
No.
actually, it's a good thing that came up. So does brutal critical add a die to the damage, or
It
is it
adds
that
after.
you're
I do.
It adds it
re-rolling?
after.
I do have a brutal critical.
Yeah.
I think you get like level 7.
So do you want me to roll the damage now, or
Let's take care of that critical hit right now.
all right?
So that'd be
You get brutal critical at 9th level. Side note: you roll 1
Oh.
additional weapon die when determining extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack. The increase is 2 additional dice at level 13. You guys are level 10, so you get 1 extra weapon damage die on this. Now
So it'd be
you
5d6.
never. So Siegfried, you never said you lit up the sword. I gotta mention that.
I'm not using that sword.
Okay,
I
what are you
can't.
using?
Oh yeah, because
just
we're hiding our identities.
So regular.
Oh wait.
Oh, actually, you don't. Wait, Siegfried, you don't have to hide your identity.
I'm attuned to the 3.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
Facts.
Oh, you're battling in
so-
your gear, huh?
fisherman's gear.
Fisherman's gear.
So what would that be?
Oh,
Said
Jormungandr, you're in
5d.
the fisherman's gear.
No, Siegfried. You can still
Siegfried,
use
sorry.
your great sword with, even if you have
No,
the.
I have a +1 greatsword.
No, but oh, okay. Well, then you're using okay. So it's 2d. It's 5d6. That's what you would roll. 5d6 plus. Oh
10.
gosh, that's 10, 11, 14.
And this is from both the
plus
Aasimar ability,
18.
Rage, and Frenzy?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's 5d6 plus 18.
Jesus fuck. Roll that shit, my
And
dude!
That's 1 hit.
39.
39. He uses his reaction to reduce it. By 11 plus 3, so he reduces that by 14.
So it's 25.
So that's 25 points of damage. As he tenses up and he actually goes to bite at your sword, but you actually carve it into his jaw a little bit, and he's like holding it down and keeping it in his mouth for a sec, but you pull it out. And you actually you see his mouth is full of blood now. He's like spitting it out here and there. You see it's coming out of his gills on the side. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal hit. So that's 25 points of damage just with that.
The second
More
swing.
attacks. Imagine if that was also a crit. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That also hits, definitely. So roll damage. That hit
Jeez.
definitely was brutal and brought him to a pretty like that might leave a scar. Add another scar to this guy.
So it's 5, then it's
It's 10 plus 5 plus it's 9. Well, oh wait, was it 19 damage? It was. Oh no, because it's 18 damage. It's 2d6 plus 18. It's the same.
Right.
Oh wait, no, you don't add the 10, so
Yeah.
it's just plus 8.
You know, I do add the 10 because I'm the ASMR ability.
No, but it's
Is-
only for 1 attack a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's plus 8.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had made that
I wouldn't have known
mistake a
that.
second ago. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Imagine if you could do 20 damage as many times as you hit a turn.
Monk flurry of blows, bro.
Or
All right, so 16
dual
points of
wielding
damage.
fighter. That's 5 attacks. That's 100 damage.
Let me get out my calculator because now we're starting to get into big number time.
Alright, so that's 16. So He's dealt him 41 so far this turn. And your final attack.
All right. He actually, with that, you actually go and he goes to actually grab your sword. And you actually stab through his hand. He attempts to grab the sword, but he actually just pulls his hand off, and you can see his hand is pretty profusely bleeding from that. This guy, with the Crown of Madness on him, he actually seems to be going way more feral. It doesn't seem to have the same cool collectedness that he had before. Roll to hit the final hit. That also hits. 21 definitely hits. So roll damage.
So 2d6 plus 8
16.
again.
16 again.
16 again. Total damage. All right.
One off from a movie by Zac Efron. Well, actually,
Okay.
I think that was.
And this slice, you bring the blade up, and you actually get a stab through a part of his armor that seems to be a little weaker, and you actually drive the sword into a weak spot in the armor. And you pull the blade out, and blood starts just pouring from that particular wound. That one is gonna need some healing, or he's not gonna make it through the day.
All right.
This guy seems pretty brutal right now.
And I end, and they take 5.
Are you serious?
Yep, and so does.
Oh yeah, the pufferfish. Yeah.
And Halo takes it too.
Oh, and Halo takes it too. The roll is.
Does he die from that?
I mean, does Halo? The guy doesn't. Does Halo?
No, I was asking if the guy does.
No, the guy doesn't. I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. What's that number? Calculator. Nope. He's just barely hanging on. And you see his eyes with a wild look in them go narrow. At this point.
Is it my turn now?
It is now Zen's turn. This guy bleeding profusely. He looks like he's not gonna make it through. Yeah.
Make it through my attack.
Well, definitely not that. I was trying to think of something less ridiculously brutal. Although, if we're talking about ridiculously brutal, what Jormungandr just did there was pretty rough.
Siegfried.
So,
all right, Siegfried.
You're the same person
Siegfried,
to him.
I'm sorry, Jormungandr, Siegfried. You're both engines of destruction. I apologize.
So yeah, I hit with both attacks.
Ooh, how do you want to do this?
So the like radiating light from the rapiers is glowing extra strong, and I'm just gonna stab him straight through the chest. Nice. And like lift him up slightly and
well, that
fucking
yeah, go ahead.
And then drop him on the ground and then stab the pufferfish with the other attack.
Okay, yeah. All right. So what happens? You drive the blade into his chest. The hole that Jormungandr made. The hole that Siegfried made. Jormungandr is such a cool name, though. The hole that Siegfried made. I think that's what does it more for me. Is if I like a name better, I'll say. Yeah, sorry. That's totally my bad.
So that's why you never say my character's name.
Siegfried has been what, Zen? Yeah, well, Zen's easy to remember, and it's short, easy, memorable. It's a good brand. Anyways, sorry. You drive up towards his heart from the hole that Siegfried made. And as your blade sinks in and you feel the touch of a feeling that you felt maybe once or twice before fighting foes like this, of where the blade should touch heart, you suddenly feel nothing, and your hand goes further than it should.
The fuck?
There's a pool of blood on the ground and in the water surrounding. But you see in a twisting whirl of sea foam, his body like turns into sea foam, and then just the bubbles pop, and he is no longer there. As you see him exhale.
This guy a mermaid?
Yeah. And you hear a shriek from the pufferfish, as if he was anticipating this thing happening, as the blade then, as you now have a very clear line at the pufferfish. You're like, how do you do this?
I'm gonna pop this bitch. What do you mean?
It's very comedic as you stab down into him and he flies off. It's like, and Jormungandr lets go of the tentacles for a second, snaps him out of the air.
And stabby stab the other guy with
Well,
Halo.
is that, yeah. Halo goes down into the vessel. You hear screaming.
Should I roll to hit?
Nah. Or, well, you know what? It could matter. It could matter. It actually very much matters. Go ahead, roll to hit. That is 1 hit, so roll damage. Okay, wait a minute. We got a game on our hands now, folks. Oh.
20?
Oh. Interesting. So, you hear screaming from below deck. You're not sure what happened. Until Halo recognizes, I got one of his eyes, but he's still standing somehow. Next up in the turn order is Barracuda Man. Jormungandr is going to have to make a strength check or an athletics competing, or no, an athletics versus, fuck. I'm going to set it as an athletics check with a DC of 18. I believe Jormungandr is proficient in athletics if we specified that. No, he has he has perception and stealth. So he's still, +5 though. So DC is 18 to hold on. You see the water jets flare up and the tendrils rapidly try to you hear the mechanical grinding of gears within the mechanisms as Jormungandr clamps down harder on these tentacles. And you hear some sobbing from within the vessel. Yeah. Alright, next up in the turn order is Huge. Huge is gonna look over and sort of raise his arms up. What happened?
He dissolved.
Is he dead?
Yes, he dissolved.
Well, serves him right. And Huge kind of lumbers over. Huge kind of lumbers
Walks
over
away.
to one of these individuals, and it's just like, I could use a band-aid. So yeah, Huge knows how this usually goes. You guys are pretty good with cleanup. All right. That's Huge.
He goes to
Kaiser.
take a nap.
Kaiser. The double sticks around as Kaiser kind of moves along and keeps the arrows trained on the hatch, waiting for something to come up. So he is holding crossbow shot. All right. Big Puff is very dead, so I will remove him from initiative. Top of the turn order.
Jormungandr.
Jormungandr. Roll that d6, baby. Is going to go ahead and
Suck.
yeah. 8d8. That's 32 and a half is 16, I believe. 16
Correct.
points of necrotic damage as he's continuing to you see the vessel is lurched. Nope, not your vessel. That'd be crazy. He's actually, you guys are starting to lose bits of the ship now. As Jormungandr is beginning to consume the metal pieces. Did you actually say it, Siegfried?
Yeah.
All right. Jormungandr will look at you very dejected
That's not even meat. It's metal.
Jormungandr looks at you, and if he had eyebrows, he would raise them. You could tell. In a "do you think I care" kind of way.
So he just eats to eat, is what I'm
Well, at
is
this
what I'm
point he
gathering.
does. And yeah, he's gonna hold on to it, so he's not letting go. But yeah, that thing is like halfway down his throat. He could probably hold this for a while, like a couple more minutes, but like he's gonna need to breathe eventually. Or I guess he has kind of. He's a salamander, so he breathes through his skin a little bit too. Isn't that how they work?
Yeah.
Or do they have? Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Next up in the turn order is Rasiel. Rasiel, you notice Jormungandr get another like 3 feet of the vessel tentacles in, and he actually yanks the vessel 5 feet back into his mouth.
Okay.
But then he stops like chewing on it, and it seems like he's been told to stop. Maybe you get the feeling,
Okay.
and you saw a dash of sea foam, and you noticed your magic. Is there a range on Crown of Madness?
120 feet.
Okay, you feel Crown of Madness drop.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So.
Go ahead and
Rasiel-
what is your spell casting ability?
Intelligence.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me, just straight intelligence.
Your intelligence. All right.
See how smart you are, boy.
Well.
Not very smart you are, boy.
You start to have a thought, but then you think about, wait, so does that fairy just live in the furnace? It didn't seem like a fire sprite or anything. Wait, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. How the fuck does this ship work? Anyways, you get distracted by that line of thinking.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I thought he was gonna talk about Halo. I thought that's where that was going.
No. Okay. So, Rasiel will just kind of, after that thought passes, he'll kind of just look out and see that it seems like everything's taken care of.
Yeah, Jormungandr's switched out of attack mode. You think that's usually a good sign.
He's
Yeah,
now
I
in
can-
defense mode.
See if anyone outside is hurt.
Yeah, you can open the hatch, and as you open the hatch, you notice, as you look around, you just see the ocean. You don't see the ship. It's kind of super awkward. But you look down, and there's still the hatch, and the everything below you is still visible. So, you know.
Okay.
So it seems the outside layer of the ship turns invisible when this specific ability is activated. You look around, you see everybody. You see that nobody is extremely hurt. You notice a couple of teeth that are stuck in. Actually, is Halo still blenderizing in the Nautilus ship? So never mind. You don't notice anybody is injured.
Okay.
You see a bullet at Siegfried's feet that has no blood on it, nothing, just the sea breeze gently blowing it across the ship deck.
All right. Yeah. So with that, I mean, I guess Rasiel will just kind of just duck back in below and take his turn off.
All right, sounds good. All right. Next up is Siegfried. Siegfried, you're up.
I'm gonna go into the ship.
All right. You kind of push past. This guy would be here more like. So you push past Halo, which is easy enough. They're a sword. And you are currently cornering this dude against a seat. The inside of the ship appears to be a little bit roomier than the outside by some kind of strange mechanism. And you see a rather complex display before you, relative, to what you're used to. Various lights and levers and buttons are visible on the display, and you see 3 lights in a series of like 10. One of which is red, one of which is green, and the first light of that set, I know I didn't say them in order, but the first light of the set would be orange. So the most notable lights are the orange, red, and green lights on the dashboard.
Kill
You,
him.
you don't know what they mean.
I'm gonna tell him to surrender.
The Barracuda kind of looks at you. One of his eyes currently on Halo, on Halo's blade, caught in the spiral. And he sort of like, you see his gills flapping as he nervously breathes and kind of looks at you with his one good eye. Not much choice. Do
Too
I?
long. I'm gonna swing twice.
What? Ah, no! I don't know if you misunderstood the phrasing of it. It seemed like he was giving up, but you
I
just
understood.
swing. You swing twice
He took
anyways.
too
He
long.
said he took too long.
Oh no! The man dies. He has 2 HP left. How do you do this?
God damn it. Could have skewered him.
Gonna chop his head right off.
You lop the fish part off, leaving only the man. Yeah.
I don't like that for some reason.
His barracuda head flops on the floor, screaming for a little while. Oh God! The body falls limp to the ground. This execution has revealed something to you about fish people that you wish you never knew. Anyways, as the guy gets X's in his eyes and his tongue lolls out, you notice that the green light Actually, I'm sorry. There would be no green light. There would be 2 yellow lights and a red light. The second yellow light turns red on the dashboard. So there is now a yellow light and 2 red lights on the dashboard. Whereas there was 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 yellow.
Tell Jormungandr to let go.
Jormungandr lets go, and you feel the ship drift slightly forward. Anybody on the outside can see one of the tentacles that propelled the ship is, missing. No idea where that went.
Is that
but most
weapon
of
that he
them
was
are still
carrying?
intact. Sorry?
Is that weapon the guy was carrying still like on the floor?
Nope.
It isn't?
Nope.
What? Did it dissolve when he dissolved?
Yes. His entire, his silhouette dissolved and sort of was washed away.
So is there like a wheel they use to move, or?
It looks like just a series of levers. It seems
What?
complicated. Like you would have to take some time
What
to
the
figure this
fuck
out.
was that guy?
Alright, so Sifri's gonna turn everything off.
Well,
Whoa, wait a minute. All right.
well,
Halo's in the ship.
so
You're in the
before
ship. Zen is
Siegfried-
standing on the ship. Are you standing or flying,
No.
Zen?
No, not like I mean like the rage and stuff. Not the
Oh!
Because I would have been like, wait for the guy we have with
I'm like,
us
all
that
right, it shoots
knows how to work
120
this
feet
shit.
straight down with all of you in it. Anyways, so you turn off all of your effects.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, the big X
know
puts... Oh, wow, that's what that does. Huh.
I now have 1 level of exhaustion.
Yes, you do have 1 level of exhaustion. That's right.
So yeah, now we have another ship again.
This one, the whole propelling mechanisms, you see, they haven't necessarily been damaged by the necrotic damage as much as simply the erode. You see the tips have begun to erode. Not so much rust, but literally pieces of them have been sucked off via some entropic disintegrating energy.
Okay.
And one of the and they have severe damage from the bites and stuff. How much damage did it do overall? Let's just double check. 62 total, which I think isn't actually more than half, so the vessel is still usable. So if you could figure out how to move this vessel, you could still move it around.
So
After that.
yeah, so I'd figure out I'd call this guy over. and have him figure that out, and to we
All right.
can.
So, um, as time goes on and you're kind of exploring the ship, this vessel is still invisible. You eventually call Stolu over.
Hmm.
Uh,
Is there anything in this
yeah.
thing?
So within this vessel, you find, a lot of alcohol, um, of various sorts. Um, uh, there is like a deck of cards and a table in the back. That seems to be like the main area where like the beer can, I guess the fantasy beer cans are concentrated. You see a couple of rags with some blood on them as if like there might have been a fight and somebody had to like wipe their bloody nose or something. Um, there is beyond that, they mostly had their stuff on them and they didn't bring a ton of stuff. It was like mostly this was,
A
seemed to
fishing
be
trip?
like a fishing trip. Yeah, yeah. Uh you would find one potion of healing, one regular potion of healing, in an emergency, like in a break me in case of damage, like kind of case, like a first aid kit. Actually, yeah, you would find a doctor's kit or a medical kit. What are
Um,
those? God, what are they called?
Healer's kit?
Healer's kit. Thank you. You would find one healer's kit, and one
Okay.
potion of healing.
So what I'm thinking is we can
Uh,
have.
one deck of water resistant cards.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is we have Stolu teach uh I guess you can just say it's uh, I guess we can stash this thing away maybe.
Best choice would be like Siegfried, because everyone else is.
The name of the beer on the fantasy beer
Oh,
cans is
so important.
Sudweiser.
I hate you. I guess we could just say what
The
nah.
best person to drive it would be Siegfried,
Yeah,
because
but we need Siegfried on the boat.
And also, this seems very complicated.
Yeah.
Like,
We need
I'm
Siegfried on the
not doing
boat.
a very good job of describing it, but it seems like, just imagine
then
an airplane control board just like with half the number of buttons, which is still
this
a
guy
lot of
would.
buttons.
I think
'Cause-
is we like stash it somewhere and then on our way back we can like hook it onto the main boat and drag it.
You are in the middle of the ocean. You could
Yeah,
go to the shoreline maybe, or look for
I
some
mean,
kind of landmark.
you could also just have Jormungandr pull it.
Yeah, but
Because
then
here's the thing too, you could do that. Because is Jormungandr going to be, Well, I will say, this vessel is made of metal. It is not and you do see that it is like idling, like it is active and idling. So you get the feeling perhaps it has some kind of fuel source. Um, so for whatever that means it's possible the vessel may be a little on the heavy side if it is not being like actively powered or whatever. Um,
so the thing about having Jormungandr take it with us is we're going to the Subsea Kingdom,
yeah.
and this is we just killed whatever the fuck that shark person was.
They said he was the
The
king's
yellow
guard.
light blinks faintly on the dashboard next to the two red lights.
I,
It means he's not dead. Wait, can I?
I don't think that's what it means. I think it
No,
means the ship is dying. The ship is running out of
like
fuel.
yeah, but that light went out when that guy died. That's that's
Oh, he said
what
it was.
that
He said it was yellow, then it turned red.
yeah, it turned red immediately after that guy died.
Siegfried, as
Um,
the one who killed him, you would just go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me, Siegfried.
This is -1.
Siegfried, after that, do you think you could try to sense for the shark guy?
You
You're
get
wearing.
the sneaking suspicion that was some kind of life indicator there, like a status indicator. So you get the feeling when you chopped off his head and the light began to, you noticed that the light began to blink rapidly when you cut off his head, and then it just turned to a solid red
Would
from
uh
yellow.
did the guy so Siegfried has all of the things attuned to him, right? So he can sense all things with a swim speed within a
Within a
thousand
thousand
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Does he sense the shark guy? Or would he have sensed them when he disappeared? Going somewhere else?
Siegfried, when the foamy substance drifted down and off into the sea, he stopped existing in this area. He is not within your detection range.
All right.
Based off of this, you may glean that he perhaps was teleported or pulled somewhere or changed dimensions or something like that. It could be a number of things.
He didn't go to the ethereal plane, right?
You would be able to see that, so no.
Well, he got away.
Now one problem with this ship is if we turn it off and stash it, it might just sink.
You do hear a
Well,
gentle hum, and Jormungandr would indicate that he does feel some water being pushed out of the back of the vessel and, like, seems to be keeping it afloat.
well, what I'm thinking is if we store it and it's still there after we stash it away, great. If it isn't, then well, fuck it. You know what I mean? But we can't bring it back to the kingdom with us.
Stolu would eventually make his way onto the vessel at this point. After examining the damage outside, he would say, all right, I don't remember his voice, I'm sorry. The damage to the outside is not bad. We can work with this. But here's the thing. This, I believe, was his personal vessel. So, he may want it back. However, fuck him, pardon my saying. He's hurt too many of our people at this point. I say we either let it sink to the bottom of the ocean, or we, as you said, stash it somewhere, and perhaps I could send a message, and there could maybe be a anonymous tip to some trusted individuals near the military base nearby to come secure a strange artifact that was found at the bottom of the sea. Does that story sound good to you guys?
As long as we get as long as
Wait,
we
do you
get something out of it.
do you want the yes. For capturing such a vessel, I am sure Lady Sunnyspa will be happy to pay you for its acquisition. I myself am excited to be in one of the newer models, and he kind of begins to run his hand along the control boards. He says, I think Skarga wasn't used to the newer technology. He kept a lot of the old controls, it seems. I could actually, I could move this thing around. This is one of their faster vessels as well. It's able to keep pace with some of the faster sea creatures around, even if only for a limited time, and it's extremely maneuverable. This is... If I fix this up a little bit, this could be a fun project to work on.
Siegfried's gonna leave the ship.
Siegfried leaves the ship.
Does it run on Enerism?
I am not sure, but I assume yes. Like I said, this is one of their newer vessels, clearly, just looking at the architecture of it, and the fact that the space we're in right now would not fit in it. which is definitely a new procedure. And he kind of taps his foot and looks down. The inside of the Hunter Serpent's chassis, the Hunter Serpent control apparatus, it's cramped as hell in there. So if they had this enchantment for the person in charge of such an important job, they would have definitely applied that, and likely the new apparatus that they are going to be putting on it will have such an enchantment.
Since you're familiar with the tech for the thing,
and
do
he's
you
looking
know
around.
if
He
that
seems excited.
do you know if the chassis for the Hunter Serpent can like they have an instrument to detect ghosts or spirits?
What? Huh? He seems confused by this proposition. I don't... Does it have ghost sonar, you're asking me?
Sure. I mean,
It
the
certainly didn't have it when I was in one. Or at least I didn't notice. I mean, if there was... I don't think it has ghost sonar, but I don't know if you all saw, but they do have means of seeing invisible creatures. The guard are
yeah,
outfitted with such
those
devices.
goggles.
The external guards that patrol the outside of the city are equipped with such things. The ones on the inside, not so much, or at least not as frequently. But specifically ghosts, I mean, they might be able to see ghosts with that enchantment. That's not really my specialty. I don't know off the top of my head how that works. Out of game, I don't know off the top of my head how that works. I'll have to specify.
You would need true sight
I don't think so.
to
Because
see into the ethereal,
it's a
the
spell
border
though.
ethereal.
It's a spell
You-
though. One sec. Okay. For the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and
Damn.
objects appear ghostly and translucent. So the answer, he seems confused by it, but you know, Zen, you have plenty of experience with this. If something can see invisible creatures, it can see creatures that are in the border ethereal.
Oh wait, but I wouldn't be in the border. I'd be in the ethereal.
It's a little on the ambiguous side where the border ethereal starts and where the ethereal starts. It's kind of,
Well, rip. Well, we'll see how
It's
it
the
goes.
etherealness spell, not the plane shift spell.
Correct. It is the etherealness spell.
So you become a ghost. If it was the plane shift spell, that'd be a whole different thing, though.
Well, I'll make it work.
Yes, you will make it work, I'm sure. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, unless you can think of anything else that you want to...
Bless you.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Unless you can think of any other bits, any questions you want to ask, or anything you want to inspect else on the ship, there's not much else to do here. I guess, would anybody investigate the ship specifically, like with a dice roll or anything? Or, I guess when you said you were checking the ship earlier, I'll say Siegfried and Zen, you guys were investigating the ship, right?
Yeah.
You noticed the beer
yeah,
cans and stuff. Both of you just go ahead and roll investigation checks for me, just in case, because it seems like they didn't have a lot on them at first glance, but then you both, take a second look, check under some seat covers. Fucking Sudweiser, I gotta write that down. Siegfried, you don't notice much. And also, why'd you roll twice?
No, that was
from
the
earlier?
18 was from before.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then 5 and 16. Siegfried, you lift up a cushion, and you notice a cooler under there, and you notice there is, it's a trash. So you see several empty cans of Sudweiser. Zen, with a 16, you're kind of lifting up cushions. All right, hey, plus 2 cans of Sudweiser. Nice, freshly cooled cans of Sudweiser.
Zen doesn't drink.
And also, you notice that one of them seems to have left behind, tucked into a discarded sort of jacket, sort of cloak, kind of heavier, sort of leather kind of. It looks like it was probably for the large shark man. Sort of a large kind of leather jacket that's kind of bundled up. It didn't look like anything at first. You thought it might have just been trash, or like a tarp. But now that you actually pick it up and you shake it a little bit, you hear the jingle of coins, and you actually find 20 gold in there. And one huge leather jacket.
Neat. Give it to Huge. Wait. Yes, give it to Huge.
All right. Let me put these all in the Discord. Rasiel left 20 minutes ago, and I forgot to check. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay. Very cool. I believe that is all, my friends. With that, you all have a beautiful rest of your night.
Yeah, man. Good night.
And we hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.
Peace.